Nurrscurr Racing, here from Sonoma, California, to Raceway for the Verizon Grand National Division for the first time since January 16th. And it is March 25th. It's been over 2 months. Verizon Grand National Division Motorsports cars from Sonoma Raceway here. Now, if I'm just going to adjust that weather, it's partly cloudy, not heavy cloud. Here, I'll throw some snow in there. Medium cloud in there. Yeah, medium clouds. Rolling start. Yes, mandatory pit stop. 22 laps, not 60 times time progression. 2. 10 minutes qualifying, 29 attempting the field, 29 drivers in the field today. Now, Howard Stern back on a roll here. We'll see if he's able to carry it through. He won Daytona and he won Willow Springs last time around, a couple months back. The last time we were on track here. Now, the question will be, is that WABC McNamara team as powerful as it was last season? What we can tell right now is yes. It's been incredibly powerful this season. I believe, if my statistics are correct, they've had a driver in the top 10 every single... Yeah, they've had, I believe, they've had a driver in the top 10. See here. They've had a almost every week. And they filled out the top 10 in Daytona, so let's see who the first driver out will be. And it will be, looks like, George Clooney. And Beyonce and Jim Carrey, or Stevie Wonder, will be the first 3 drivers out here. Now we are using the short version of this track. It used to be run by NASCAR back in the days. And back as recently as 2018, however, they switched to the carousel, which we will be running in the Cup Series when we're done with this race at about 12:30 p.m. is when we'll be doing that one. So through the final corner now, heading into the hairpin. So out of that final hairpin, George Clooney will kick off the qualifying session, and we'll go on board with him. Up through the second S's here. A lot of S's on this track. As they head down the hill and into this nice 90-degree right-hander. Now, Nurrscurr allows to overrun that corner. However, these drivers, the AI does not overrun that corner and go past that blue and yellow curb. Despite it being allowed in Nurrscurr, it just doesn't happen. And through these S's, lap times expected to be around 1:14 to 1:12, 1 minute and 12 seconds to 1 minute and 14 seconds. As we head through the hairpin, hair speeds as low as 40 miles per hour through this section. As out of the final section, we'll be getting the lap time here, 1 minute and 9 seconds, .620. And that is instantly one-upped by Beyonce. Then Jim Carrey up to third, and Keith Richards now to third, as more laps coming in will let a lot of these laps settle in. As Angelina Jolie with a very poor lap, 1:10.29. As a 1:08.85 from Al Gore. He was on the, rumor had it this coming into this race that he was on the that he could have been on the chopping block for this team, and now he's out there on pole, which already has been one-upped by Robert De Niro. As 26 drivers have had a lap time in. At the bottom of the field, still Angelina Jolie by a pretty decent margin. Almost 2/10 separating 28th and 29th here. Jolie looks to be at the bottom of the pack. As it'll be Robert De Niro, Al Gore, Elvis Presley, Will Ferrell, as Keith Richards moves up to fourth here. So it'll be De Niro with 6 minutes left. We've got De Niro, Gore, Presley, Richards. There's been another change somewhere. It's Robert Downey Jr. to second. He's been up front for a pretty good portion of the season. Robert Downey Jr. moving up to the front row, so it's Downey, Gore, Presley, Richards, Ferrell, Donald Trump moving up to 7th, Alfred Hitchcock, then I believe that is David Letterman. Letterman it is, in 9th, I believe, 9th. As we just keep getting people setting damn laps. As the 3 of Nicole Kidman has moved up to 8th. And that has just been moved by somebody. Was it Richards? I believe it might have been Richards. No, it was Beyonce moving up to 2nd. Lots of adjustments here and lots of changes rolling through the field. Let's look for the WABC McNamara Enterprises drivers, as we've got at the top. First driver is Donald Trump. He sits 8th. Then David Letterman sitting at 10th. Then we've got a long ways to go before we get to Charlotte McNamara in 21st, and then Howard Stern all the way back in 26th after winning last time around at Willow Springs, holding on to what steering wheel. But anyways. Moffitt had a really good start to this season. He was he led almost half of the Verizon 400 at Daytona. I believe he led 48 laps of that race. Ended up finishing, I believe, 15th. Ended up finishing. Ended up finishing 10th of that race. However, had a lot of points due to the, what's it called? 2 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the session. It's Robert De Niro out front here. in a tight here pack with Elvis Presley and I believe Will Ferrell and maybe Kermit the Frog. As we'll take a look at the Ian Harrison Incorporated drivers. As we've got, let's see here, highest current WABC Enterprise, not WABC, what's it called? Highest running Ian Harrison Incorporated driver in this series is Will Ferrell at the moment. Running 7th, then sits, I believe, Jim Carrey. He is, this is going to confirm, is Jim Carrey, sitting 11th. Then Kermit the Frog in 13th, and somewhere down the field is Stevie Wonder in 19th. So overall, not as bad as WABC Magnum Enterprise in terms of how far some drivers really are. So with 48 seconds to go, it will be Robert De Niro, driver of the number 5 Besmone Ford Falcon, who will most likely be leading the field to green today. As the rest of this field kind of finishes up. 20 seconds left, probably won't even be able to finish the lap. As letting David Letterman by. 10 seconds to go, and this is solidified here. Robert Downey Jr. Not Robert Downey Jr., Robert De Niro on pole for today's race. Good start for that team, as they've got their other driver, John Lane, also in 12th. So a good start overall for the Besmone Racing team. With help from, I believe, Springsteen Enterprises, they've got the Besmone car in the Cup Series. Anyways, let's just get straight into it. And we'll be getting going here. 22 laps around this 1.94 mile track. Done this in a while. I'm going to start in the middle of the damn. Let's go. And the green flag is out. And we are racing at Sonoma Raceway. The field beginning to file in as Beyonce has made her move to the front. As there was a quite fishy move that Beyonce made, and that will be looked at after the race, I can guarantee you. Our rule, just like our rule, is if 4 tires are over the curb, is just like Formula 1 and NASCAR's rule, particularly at the Roval. If all 4 tires were over the curb or off the black racing surface, then it is a corner cut, and that there will be a penalty, whether that is, a time penalty or a position penalty. Most likely a simple position penalty. However, that may change. So Beyonce out front here after after this first lap here. Let's see how the map's looking. Everybody kind of filing through here, just getting settled in to these races, to the cars. Getting all set up did make a schedule error. We're going to the Nürburgring next week. So 2 laps complete here, laps in the 110s. Down to the back of the field here, rounding out the field will be Abraham Lincoln with a decent gap back, actually. Wow. But it is Beyonce out front. tiring world. So it's Beyonce out front. Robert De Niro trying to peek into that second. Oh, Keith Richards with a dive on Gore. Gets the spot. What a move by the veteran driver in his second season in this series. He's sticking down here. So we've got 3 of 22 laps complete. We're still early into this race, however, pit stops may come any time. So we've got Beyonce out front, Robert De Niro in second. Beyonce's still looking for her first win in this series. She has been out front pretty, she was very consistently ahead of the field at, what's it called? She was consistently ahead of the field at, in the Starbucks Touring Series last season. She had a lot of, she was doing very good. You know, she had many wins, was in the Final Four as far as I remember. I believe she got in there. So Beyonce out front. I should really not do these things so early, but I don't have other time for them. With that being said, Jesus fucking Christ. Robert Downey Jr., lots of Roberts, lots of Robs. Yeah, Robert Downey, Robert De Niro, Robin Williams, fucking throw Rob Zombie in there one of these days. As possible pass, man, Keith Richards really going for it in that final hairpin there. So Robert De Niro is out front. So still after 5, almost 6 laps here, we've got a consistent field here. Not much passing as Nurrscurr is with its ways. I think we're gonna have a so the Nurrscurr race stewards are going to be looking at the lap 1 incident, but the lap 1 possible corner cut between Who's that in whatever now? Beyonce. That led to. So that is being looked at the moment. What we're seeing here, and we'll analyze this as we speak here, as I'm watching. So, we're heading into the corner before at the moment, and we might be able to tell as we head into the corner here, and that is, oh, that's really close. That is very close to tell if that was a corner cut or not. So we're gonna go into 1/4 normal playback speed. And we're gonna see if there was any point, or if the 11 was forced under there. If he was forced, and that is 1, 2, 3. It's very difficult to tell if the 11 had consistently had all 4 tires. He was in the air too. Goddamn thing. Okay, so right there. Nope. So we're looking at it, and bang. That's all 4 off. So now the question is, so yes, the corner, there were all 4 tires were off of the curbs. Now the question is, was she given any room? Was she squeezed? And we're going to check that out now. So let's see if De Niro moves at all. Oh no, De Niro gave plenty of room. De Niro gave a lot of room. They probably could have stuck a 3rd car in there. Just looking at it. Yeah, it looks like Beyonce was kind of trying to squeeze the 5 car down in there. And kind of steal the spot. So I think what we're going to get out of this is a confirmed penalty for course cutting. That's obviously up to the officials to decide. Anyways, coming back here to the trackside cameras, front 2 are slightly pulled away for what it was worth. And I heard we're going to be getting the actual final official ruling on the Beyonce incident at lap 12. So we'll have that for you when it's done. I'm doing that real quick. So right now, at about halfway through this race, pit stops may happen soon. Oh no, pit stops have happened. We are getting pit stops here. It's Al Gore has come down, and Donald Trump have come down. They were both from positions where they could have had a good, decent spot. Now, did that pay off for them? Take a look on the map. It doesn't look like it paid off very well. But we'll have to see if it pays off, just due to the someone else is down pit road now. It's John Wayne down, as well as the 47 of Marilyn Monroe on pit road. So 2 drivers. 2 drivers pitting so far. As Beyonce has led every lap today. nice race car from this 11 team, this Jet Kid Gloves team. They've pulled out well. They've had a good race, you know. Very good run from this team. I'm very rusty on commentary. I haven't done this in a very long time, so I'm rusty, son. I'm rusty. So down into the hairpin. Will 13 go for that dive? No. Probably seeing more drivers coming down pit road. It's Alfred Hitchcock and David Letterman coming down, if not more. Grace Kelly down. So it was David Letterman, Grace Kelly, and Alfred Hitchcock pitting on lap 12, and we've got the verdict in. Verdict is in. Beyonce will be given a 4-second point time penalty for cutting the course and taking the lead, and lap lead points will be removed. The points that she earns from leading laps will be nullified. So Beyonce now coming down. Early pit stop for the leader. Handing the spot over to De Niro. Who else will come down? Looks like we have many other drivers on pit road here, as Grace Kelly went a lap down there. Wow. Howard Stern. Robin Williams. I believe that is Stevie Wonder, since it's in the back of the field. Yeah, I believe that is the Stevie Wonder car. Beyonce. Both modeling cars. That's Jim Carrey, not Stevie Wonder. Robin Williams, Nicole Kidman. Any other drivers coming down? It'll be Elvis Presley will be making a stop. So will Jon Stewart. Doesn't look like such. However, it is Al Gore out front. The virtual leader of this race is the driver of the 8. Gore was unable to pick up a win in Starbucks Touring Series last season, however, was able to get a ride in the Verizon Grand National Division. Robert De Niro out front with Robert Downey Jr., the Battle of the Roberts, Will Ferrell in third, Kermit the Frog fourth, George Clooney fifth, J-Mac running well in sixth. Seventh is Audrey Hepburn trying to get around Grace Kelly. Tiger Woods eighth, Stevie Wonder ninth, going down pit road as a couple more drivers are down. Kermit the Frog pitting. Audrey Hepburn. Stevie Wonder. And Kylie Minogue all down pit road. So it's a 3-car breakaway, per se. Will any of these pit road drivers... They will all not make it around. as they've got a huge gap. These front drivers got a huge gap to make up. However, 10 drivers yet to pit, and they do have to do it rather soon. With I believe this is on lap 15. Yep, with it coming to 6, 7, 8 laps to go. De Niro down, Downey down. J Max gonna stay out. That's going to leave. J Mac is the only one of the very few drivers. He'll have a big time gap. And J Max gonna get a couple lap lead points. Now Mac actually has multiple lap lead points in the Cup Series already. He was substituting for what's his name, Larry the Cable Guy. He had 9 lap lead points for that. For Larry the Cable Guy. Led late laps too. He actually had a good shot at it. He led laps 75, 80, and 85, so he was up there towards the end of it. Now, only is it only 2 drivers? Only 2 drivers, that being J Mac and Charlotte McNamara, have yet to pit. And it is the 8 and the 34 all out there on their own. The 33 down pit road. However, the 51 of J Max staying out, trying to stretch that car as much as he can. Al Gore moving up to second, still your virtual leader here. J-Mac looking to hold on to that lead as much as he can. He's lost 7. He's losing a lot of time very fast. He's going to have to give it up eventually. And it's not going to be now. He is still holding on to that lead. It's only a matter of time. He will have to, but we'll find that out eventually. Goddamn beautiful engine sound. But J-Mac out front, you know, he won his first race in this series. This series at Silverstone was his first race, and you know, he held on to it. You know, he had a lot of good races. He was up front a good portion. He won. You know, he won his first race, and he got the attention. He got the attention of this team, and here he is leading laps at Sonoma with some nice, very gutsy pit strategy. Will he come down this time? No. Staying out till the very last minute. Which is very difficult to do here, but he is doing it. J-Mac is, I'm hearing now that J-Mac is being told by his team to come down as soon as possible. That the team is the crew, the pit crew's waiting for him, and they've got to, you know, his crew chief's telling him, you know, we've got to do this. There's no choice. We can't just stay out and balls it to the end. You know, this has to happen. We've got to do this. There isn't a choice. This just has to happen. So most likely coming down this lap is the 51 car. And there he goes. 51 car. I didn't actually think he was going to come down that time. I was just kind of like calling it. I kind of like called it. I was just like, all right, I think he's going to come this time. So there he goes. I feel good about that. Al Gore is your new leader with 3 off. Can he finally do it? Almost won Indianapolis last year in the first Indianapolis race at Starbucks Series. Blowing his own chance because he didn't want Liam McEnroe to win, and we have an interview on that. We have an interview on with Al Gore about not particularly that the Starbucks Touring Series, but we'll learn a little bit about that. So coming to 2 laps to go, Al Gore, he's got this one in the bag unless Donald Trump can come back to the top of the pylon for the first time, I think, since season 2 of Cup racing. I may be wrong, but that is, I believe, what it's got. 2 laps to go, less than 4 miles of racing left here? So we've got into the corner. Is Donald Trump able to make that pass? Is he going to be able to make that move and win this race? Win his first Verizon Grand National race? Shut up! Is it even possible? Can he? Will he? Or will Al Gore get his first win? This is it's been a great race. We've had a penalty moment, which we never have. We never have penalty moments like that. But coming down, the 8 car of Al Gore, white flag, 1 lap to go, sponsored by GoPro. And we've got less than 2 miles of racing, and this one is pretty much sealed down unless Donald Trump is able to make something work. Al Gore, he's got 1 more section. There's only 1 more place that Donald Trump can even fathom making a move, and that's in the hairpin. Will he do it? He will. Will he be there? No. Al Gore out of the final corner. Al Gore in the number 8 car for Elverson Racing is going to win Sonoma. On a short pit strategy that could have gone bust. There it is. Al Gore, a first-time winner in Nurrscurr generally. And a first-time winner for the Elverson Racing team. They almost picked up that win at Indianapolis, robbed by Robin Williams, but they got it back here. As second place goes to Howard Stern, 3rd to Keith Richards, 4th to Elvis Presley, 5th to Beyonce. However, that probably will change. 6th to Robert De Niro, 7th Alfred Hitchcock, 8th to David Letterman, 9th to Robert Downey Jr., 10th to John Wayne, 11th to Nicole Kidman, Will Ferrell and Kermit the Frog going 12th and 13th. Robin Williams, 14th. Jim Carrey, 15th. 16th going to Jon Stewart. 17th, Marilyn Monroe. 18th, Howard Stern. 19th, Stevie Wonder. 20th, Audrey Hepburn. 21st, Charlotte Macklemore. 22nd is Kylie Minogue. 23rd, Tiger Woods. 24th, Angelina Jolie. 25th, Abraham Lincoln. 26th, George Clooney. 27th, J. Mack. 28th, Brett Moffitt. And last but probably least, Grace Kelly rounding out your field here. And we'll see what adjustment is made due to the 4-second time penalty. Up to 8.0, so she'll move down to 7th, or to 8th. She'll move to 8th. No, she'll move to 7th. Wait, yes. She'll move to 7th. I'll make sure that's a thing, and I'll watch this back eventually. But a phenomenal run so far. So we've got great race today. We'll be racing from Sonoma later, and we can have we might have a doubleheader of what's it called? The Nürburgring, which will be fucking amazing. But anyways, thank you for watching, and we'll see you sometime soon. As always, ciao, ciao, real smooth.